Hello, my dear students. Here we are today with another topic. Today we're going to have grammar and vocabulary exercises that we had during this module. Let's go on with the first one. Label the pictures with words or phrases from the list. Have a look at the pictures. And as you can see, we have got some problems here. Some problems our world is facing nowadays. Unemployment, household waste, homelessness, so people who do not have a house, while unemployment, people who do not have a job, famine, people who don't have a place to live or food to eat, immigration, so people who move from one country to another country, overpopulation, which means when there are a lot of people in a place, it is overcrowded, war, it is the opposite of peace, poverty, so it is the state when people do not have food or they do not have a shelter. Illiteracy, it is when people don't know how to write or read. Then we have pollution, air pollution, or we have contamination of the air that is called air pollution or land pollution or water pollution. Deforestation, it is the state when people cut trees or the trees are on fire. Child labor, when children which are under the age of 18 work because of economic problems, and racial discrimination. Actually, we have here only 7 pictures because we are going to have 7 other ones on the next page. So have a look. What problem is this here? What can we see here? It is war. Then here, have a look at this land. It is household waste. And here is the smoke. So what do you think? What is it here? It's pollution. Let's go on with number 4. Have a look at this person here. Maybe he does not have a home, so we have homelessness. Have a look at here. This person is facing some difficulty in reading maybe. And first we have number 5, sorry, it is child labor. Then it is illiteracy. And the last one, have a look. The forest is in fire, so it is deforestation. Now we have another exercise. Choose the correct word in bold. We have got some sentences here and we are going to choose the word that best fits the phrase. The UN, that is the United Nations, is trying to promote peace or to improve peace between the 2 countries at war. And it is to promote peace, to encourage people to be and to live in peace among each other. Lisa tried to raise awareness or bring awareness in her school about the problem of homelessness. So it is to raise awareness, which means to make people aware of a problem. Terry supplies or serves the community by volunteering in a soup kitchen at weekends. So we say to serve the community, to give our help to the community. As a disabled man, he had to beat or overcome lots of obstacles in his life. Beat means to hit, while overcome here, it's overcome obstacles to go through difficult situations. Then we have Amnesty International is an organization that works to defend human rights or to preserve human rights. Of course, it is to defend human rights. Number 6. Sue was aiming to break or to win a record by collecting the most money for charity. We say to break a record, as it appeared in our 3 young people who made their difference, who pushed their limits and who went through that extra mile. They broke different records. The government wants companies to shorten or to reduce inequality in the workplace, and it is to reduce inequality. And now let's go on with another exercise. We are going to match words to make phrases. So on the first column we have rehabilitation, retirement, mental, emergency, cultural, natural, guide, and illegal. On the other side, we have health, services, center, disasters, home, trade, heritage, and dog. All these phrases actually appeared in the texts that we had during this module. So let's go on with the first one. Rehabilitation goes with C. Rehabilitation center. It is a center where people go to regain their health. Retirement home. It is the place where old people go, right? Mental health. Then we have emergency services. Cultural heritage. It is what UNESCO was trying to defend, right? Natural disasters. Can you mention some natural disasters? For example, earthquake, landslides, avalanches, etc. Then we have guide dog. Do you remember when we talked about guide dogs? We have guide dogs, rescue dogs, etc. Illegal trade, which means to sell and to buy things which are against law. Now let's go on with another exercise. Cross out the word or phrase in bold that doesn't make a correct collocation. Pra, për secilën nga këto emrat që na janë dhënë dhe 3 alternativa me shkronja të errta, nga të cilat vetëm njëra nuk I përket grupit, ndërsa 2 të tjerat mund të formojnë një grup fjalësh shumë korrekt. Let's make the first one. Emergency, social or economic development. So which word is out? Emergency. We do not say emergency development. We can say social development or economic development. Number 2, freedom of expression, treatment, or the press. So we can say freedom of expressions and freedom of press, but we do not say freedom the treatment. So let's start with number 3. We say protect unemployment, human rights, and endangered species, which one does not belong to the word protect, does not go with the word protect. It is protect unemployment. Then we have racial discrimination, harmony, or labor. The word we're going to omit here is labor. Then we have number 5, die of starvation, illiteracy, or torture. Of course, we leave out the word illiteracy. Number 6, wipe out poverty, racism, and war. So, which word does not belong to the group? It is war. Wipe out war. And now here we have some grammar exercises. Comparative and superlative degree. Here we have got a group of words, a group of adjectives, and we are going to find together what is their comparative and superlative form. We should be very careful to some irregular verbs, such as the word bad, for example. We should be very careful with long adjectives which have 2 or more syllables, or with adjectives which end in consonant plus y. Let's start. The first one is already done for you. Nice, nicer, the nicest. Let's go on with patient. We say more patient or the most patient. We consider it as a long adjective. Then we have bad. We said that bad is an irregular adjective, so we would say worse or the worst. Then we have the word clever. Cleverer or the cleverest. Sometimes you find the word clever as more clever than or the most clever of. Serious, it is a long adjective actually, so what is the comparative and superlative form? It is more serious or the most serious. Heavy, be careful, we have got here a consonant plus y, so how are we going to form the comparative and superlative form? It is heavier, so we leave out the y and we add I-E-R or I-E-S-T, so heavier, the heaviest. Then we have calm, it is a short adjective, and we say calmer than or the calmest. Then we have hot, be careful, we have a one-syllable adjective having one vowel between two consonants. Be careful what will happen with the second consonant. So we say hotter or the hottest. Let's go on with the adjective young. We say younger or the youngest. Then the last adjective, generous. Actually, it is a long adjective, so the comparative degree would be more generous, while the superlative, the most generous. Let's go on with another adjective, again related to adjectives and adverbs. We are going to use the adjectives in brackets in their correct form. Be careful, when we use a comparative form, we compare one thing or one person to another group, to another person or thing, while we use the superlative degree when we compare one thing or person to the rest of the group. So please drive a bit, and we have the adverb carefully here. The road is slippery. So please, and we have got a word a bit. Do you remember? What degree of adjective do we use when we have words such as much, a bit, slightly, a little? Right, we use the comparative form. So we are going to say, please drive a bit more carefully. Of all the people in the office, Ethan works hard. So Ethan here, he is compared with another group of people in his work. So hardest, because he's compared to the rest of the people in his group. Unemployment is perhaps serious problem nowadays. We are comparing this problem with all the other problems our world has. So we are going to use the adjective serious in its superlative form by saying the most serious. The charity hopes to make people, and we have much, aware of key social problems. So what do you think? We need a comparative form here, and we're saying more aware. Number 5. You will finish the work quickly if you let me help you. So we have the adverb quickly here, and we are going to use it in the comparative form to say more quickly, to compare two situations. The library is far than I had expected. So be careful, the adjective far is an irregular adjective and its comparative form is further. George spends little time on his hobbies than he used to. So here we are comparing two situations and we have got the phrase than. So we are going to use the word little in its comparative form. So it will be less. The last sentence, out of all the people in the team, Jan played well. So we are going to use this adverb in the correct form, and it would be best, because here Ian is compared to all the people in the team. Now we are going to have a short exercise with to and enough. Remember, when do we use to? We use to say that something is much than we wanted, than we needed. And we use enough to say that something is as much as we want or need it. We use to plus an adjective, and we use adjective plus enough. So let's have a look at them in the sentences. Complete the exchanges using to or enough, and the words in brackets. How did the charity marathon go? Great! We raised enough money to buy new books for the school library. Number 2. Do you think David will help me? If you ask him, soon I'm sure he will. So it is soon enough. Did you buy that laptop you wanted? No, it was expensive. So this person hasn't done it. The sentence has a negative meaning, so too expensive. Will we make it to the airport in time? Sure, if we leave early enough. So if we leave in time. Why do they want to demolish the old library? Because the building is old and unsafe. So here it is, we have a negative meaning of a sentence, which means it's not very young, so it's too old and unsafe. And then we have clauses of purpose. Do you remember when do we use clauses of purpose? To say the purpose of doing an action. Choose the correct word. She went to the gift shop to or so that buy a present for her friend. We have to because here we have just an infinitive and we use to plus infinitive, so to buy, to say the reason of going or of doing an action. He walked quietly so as he wouldn't wake up the baby or so that he wouldn't wake up the baby. So have a look. Here we've got a clause, while so as needs the word to after it. So we are going to choose so that, which is always accompanied by a clause. Pra gjithmonë fjala so that shoqërohet me një pjesë fjalie, pra e cila ka kryefjalë, folje dhe pjesë të tjera të ligjëratës. She wants to join a gym in order to lose weight or so that lose weight. So it is in order to, because after in order to we need an infinitive, a bare infinitive. Put on your gloves so that your hands won't freeze or so as your hands won't freeze. So we are going to use so that because we have a clause. He took a taxi so that be late or so as not to be late. Of course, it is so as not to be late. Take an umbrella with you so as you won't get wet or so that you won't get wet. So as we have said, after when we have a clause, we use so that. He hurried in order not to miss the bus or he hurried so that to miss the bus. So the second one is a little bit contractory, right? So we use in order not. Janie set her alarm so to be on time for her meeting or so that be on time for her meeting. It is so to be on time for the meeting. Here we have got another exercise. We are going to join the sentences by using the words that are in brackets. For example, he is a great singer. His records sell millions of copies. The first one is already done for you. He is such a great singer that his records set millions of copies. Let's go on with sentence number 2. He was driving carelessly. He crashed into a tree. So the sentence would be, he was driving carelessly and as a result, he crashed into a tree. There were many people at the restaurant. We couldn't get a table and we are going to use such a lot. So we need a noun after such a lot. So the sentence would be, there were such a lot of people at the restaurant that we couldn't get a table. Number 4. There aren't many concert tickets left. We'll be lucky to find any. So few. We need, after the word few now, we need a noun that is countable, right? So there are so few concert tickets left that we'll be lucky to find out, and here it is concert tickets. Her advice was very good. It helped me solve the problem. We have the word so here, and we know that we use the word so accompanied with an adjective or an adverb. So her advice was so good that it helped me solve the problem. Number 6. They had a lot of luggage. They couldn't carry it. And we have so much. And the sentence would be, they had so much luggage that they could not carry it. Remember, the word luggage is considered as an uncountable noun. Thank you for your attention. I hope it was very clear to you. See you in the next session.